Welcome back to the Pep Talk podcast. There's a principle that I was taught recently that just was so powerful to me. I was struck by the simplicity of its message and yet how powerful it was at the same time. And sometimes life is like that. It's the simple things that really shake us back to reality and remind us really what life is all about. This is a principle I wish I could take credit for, but I had to learn this principle from a very inspired individual, and I'm going to share it with you today in the hopes that it can be beneficial to you too in some way, and that's coming up in just a second. But first, it's the month of February, a month where we're traditionally thinking of improving our marriages and our relationships, the month of romance, right? Well, all month long we've been devoting the topics on everyday life to marriage and relationship kind of advice, and in the third of three Valentine episodes, we talk with Marcus Ambrister, who, if you don't know who he is, he's a lifelong psychologist, works one-on-one with couples to give them marriage counseling and tips on how to improve their marriage. And he just came out with a book called The Pillars of Awesome Relationships, How to Love Your Guy When You Want to Kill Him. And he talks about one word that can help you prevent arguments before they happen. If you find yourself in a relationship that needs a little bit of a pick-me-up, well, then check out this latest episode of Everyday Life with one word that can help you prevent arguments before they happen. And you can check that out at the link below this podcast. If you haven't got the point of this podcast up to this point, it's sort of me just sharing things that I learn as I live my daily life. I've always been sort of a media guy, so initially it was kind of my intent to kind of share fun little messages that you can learn from, the movies and TV shows and the music that I watch and listen to. But this past week I've realized that it needs to encompass really all facets of my life, because I learn things constantly from other people, from things that I read. I'm really just an information junkie in general, because I constantly want to improve myself and get better at living life, let's just say. And this past week, or recently I should say, I was taught a principle that it was a great, powerful, yet simple message. And I'm going to pass it on to you today. And I hope it means something to you, can help you. In fact, I know it is, because I don't know any person in the world that this doesn't apply to. Before I started recording today, I took a dollar bill and I beat it up pretty good. As you can see, it's kind of wrinkled. The corners are a little bent out of shape. It's, lost its crispness as a new dollar bill. And I did that 2 or 3 times. I folded it up. I unfolded it. I wadded it up a couple times. I put it in my pocket. I stomped on it. And you know how it looks now. Now, if it were possible for me to reach through your computer screen and give you this dollar bill, would you turn it down based upon its appearance? That's kind of a laughable question, isn't it? Of course not. A dollar is a dollar is a dollar. It's still worth a dollar, regardless of how it looks. You picking up on the subtle hint yet? Think about your life. How many times do you trip and fall? How many times are you insulted? Are you told you're not good enough? How many times do you get turned down for that job promotion? How many times do you get turned down for this or that? How many times do you just fail over and over and over again? Have you lost your value through all of that? Regardless of our successes, our failures, what our circumstances are, you and I, each of us, have infinite worth. No matter where you are up to this point in your journey of life, until you can grab hold of that one principle, nothing that you do is really going to matter that much to you, because if you don't have enough appreciation for you as a human being, well, then accomplishments and accolades and achievements really don't mean that much, do they?